Finally, it's the co-meet event, and I cannot wait to discuss this one with you, Meet, because this one's gonna be fun, right? We got Stephen Wonderboy Thompson taking on Belal Muhammad, and right away, Wonderboy 16-5-1, a guy who has fought for the championship belt multiple times, come up just short, and is also a guy who beats many guys in the UFC, right? He's got wins over Jeff Neal, took out Vicente Luque. You and I were there at MSG, took out Masvidal, but those are three of his recent wins and they're the only three of his last eight fights because he's dropped a lot of losses. And granted, they've all been pretty close beyond that Anthony Pettis fight, which he was dominating before catching that Superman YOLO meat bomb. But in those other fights, right, he lost to Gilbert Burns. That was most recent and pretty decisive, definitely unanimous. And when he lost to Darren Till out in Liverpool, that was a very close fight. You wonder if the hometown judging had anything to do with that one, but I don't know. I just wonder what does the Simpsonville, South Carolina product Wonderboy Thompson still have left because he's taken on Belal Muhammad, who, as I mentioned, is 19-3, but this is a guy who's won 10 out of his last 11 fights. He's not the sexiest fighter, right? He's not a guy who, you're not going to be wanting to break the bank for a pay-per-view headliner for Belal Muhammad, but he's a guy who is effective, he is efficient, and he does get wins in the UFC. So, what are your thoughts on this one? Wonderboy's a minus 220 favorite. Belal Muhammad coming in at plus 180, and Tapology is singing a similar tune. So, you're rolling with Wonderboy, or are you taking Belal?
You already know who I'm rolling with. I gotta go with the Wonder Bread boy. That is my dude. So it's gonna be a pretty easy win for him. But honestly, kind of surprised that he is the favorite. I would have assumed he was the underdog because, like you said, Bilal Muhammad is on a 10, 11 fight win streak, like absolutely insane. And this guy's an insane grappler, which we just saw Steven
Mhm.
just absolutely get demolished by Gilbert Burns. So if Bilal Muhammad learned anything, is copy exactly what Burns did, and I think Muhammad could possibly implement a similar tactic. Um, but with that being said, Stephen Thompson's brother-in-law is Chris Weidman, and Chris Weidman is no joke when it comes to grappling. So I imagine that he's definitely leveled up. The one thing that always worries me though is, you got the loss and then the age and then this matchup style. And so I'm personally gonna stay away from this one also, but I gotta go with my boy Wonder Bread. I don't like that he's the favored. If he was the underdog, then I'd probably be hammering it, but I just don't like it because I could totally see Bilal just grinding this out, just bear hugging him like a Michael Chiesa, Khabib style Burns, and just get it done. It's gonna be very interesting to see the size difference when they do the face off because if Bilal is going to be significantly stronger, this will be a mauling. But I'm banking off that Steven is just too big of a guy, and that's why he's going to do better than he did versus Burns because Burns is just way too strong. He's got freak of nature strength, and so I don't know if Bilal has that type of strength and grit. But yeah, gotta go with my boy Wonder Bread. I think he gets it done decision.
I was going to ask you, yeah, how do you think he gets this one done? And do you think that Bilal is going to be able to take this one to the mat? Or do you think that, I mean, Bilal Muhammad isn't afraid to stand and bang with you. Do you think that Bilal's too smart of a guy to play that karate stand-up game with Stephen Thompson? Or is there any chance that Bilal maybe tries to strike and tries to make a statement that, yo, not only can I grapple and can I mix it up with the best, but I can strike with the best as well? Do you think that'd be a good idea for Muhammad if he goes that route? And do you think he will go that route, or is it immediate takedown?
If it's going to go immediate takedown, he's going to go Michael Chiesa, heavy pressure, nonstop moving forward. But like we saw a Wonder Boy, man, is he smooth on those back steps and jabs. So I think he'll be just doing fine. But Bilal, I mean, man, if he can't get a takedown, he is absolutely screwed. If he tries to stand up and bang with Wonder Boy, he's going to get knocked out. Like for sure, he's going to get knocked out. Um, I just don't see it going good for him if he does not get it to the ground, and that's why I'm picking Wonderboy because I think he's gonna get it done, and he's been training hard. He knows the style Muhammad brings. It's just heavy wrestling, Chiesa style, and so he should be ready with his brother-in-law Chris Weidman.
Yeah, it could be very interesting, right? Because I mean, we haven't really seen Wonder Boy get a KO finish since 2016, but similarly, we haven't seen Belal Muhammad get finished by a strike also since 2016, right? When Vicente Luque absolutely smashed him. So this one is really fun. Ultimately, I feel like it's 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. I'm rolling with Belal Muhammad. I think he gets this one done. I'm absolutely loving the plus 180 value. You've hit the nail on the head when you mentioned the Gilbert Burns game plan of just taking Wonder Boy down, keeping him there. Because in that fight, I don't know, to me, it just seemed like Wonder Boy was absolutely puzzled by what Gilbert Burns was doing to him. And I just think that Remember the Name is a guy who can mix it up and maybe implement something similar, and if so, is going to be able to mystify Wonder Boy in this one. So I'm rolling with Muhammad. I think he gets the unanimous decision. We already mentioned 83% is rolling with Wonder Boy Thompson. Majority of it is beige. They think that Steven will get that decision. Of the 17% for Remember the Name, about 15% of it is beige as well. So looks like the community is thinking that this one is going to go the distance. But I don't know, me. I'm just feeling Belal Muhammad in this one. Until this guy starts to lose fights, it's gonna be tough for me to forget about him, right? Because I'm remembering the name in this one, and I like him to get a decision. So, any last thoughts on this call, me? Can't wait.
Yeah, no, no, good point. He hasn't lost in a very long time. But just, I mean, he just basically did lose 2 fights ago.
Mm.
I mean, a little eye job took him to the draw, but if you watch that fight, I put Stephen Wonderboy Thompson a way better striker than Leon Scott. Leon Scott is nice, but I don't think he's that nice. I think he's just an all-around solid martial artist. Wonderboy is top tier striking master, and if he couldn't take down Leon Scott and keep him there, I just don't see him keeping Stephen Thompson down. And that goes for Gilbert Burns. I think Leon Scott smokes Gilbert Burns too. And I think Stephen Thompson, if he can get a rematch, I think he makes the correct adjustments and gets Gilbert out of there quick. But yeah, very interesting matchup. Definitely the odds. It's kind of a no-brainer not to throw a little sizzle or throw him in a parlay for Bilal because the upset is in the air as you could smell it. But I gotta go with Wonderboy nonetheless. But yeah, boys, throw in the comments who you guys got, why, and make sure to smash that meat and subscribe.